Go to Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good evening, everyone. I made a boo-boo on my Blog Talk Radio. So let me see if I could fix it, but it might be beyond fixing. I keep forgetting that Blog Talk Radio is Eastern Time, and they won't let me change it. Let me see. Can I change it to 9 p.m.? All right, let's 9 p.m. Let's see if that'll work. Save episode. I keep forgetting that. All right. I don't get it. All right. I'm not going to be able to have a radio podcast today because I screwed up. I think I changed it to 8 o'clock, but it's not working. Let me just try one more time. Episode. Stay with me, guys. The 18th, 9 p.m. Let me see if I could change it to. Let's see if I could change it to 8:30 p.m. I don't think I could. I tried it. 8:30. Nope, 8:30 is not working. 8 o'clock? Nope. 7? Nope. Only 9 o'clock. Oh well, I'll leave it here, but they're gonna get like whatever they get if they get it. I don't know. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Studio. All right. I am not gonna worry about it right now. I will just focus on YouTube. Hi everyone, how are you? Let me just put up a face. How are you doing today? I am live. This is Tracey Brown, and Tracey Brown is coming to you today to do Tracey After Dark. Let me get my earpiece in. Tracey After Dark could be discussions about anything. It could be just Tracey After Dark could be discussions about anything. It's just my opportunity to be more invasive. However, it turns out it's actually a very clean um, podcast. I want to be a little bit more salacious. I'm trying to figure out what does that look like. Kind of like an OnlyFans for radio, but nothing seems to be working in terms of pushing that envelope, and I'm okay with that. You know, we have to go where life is taking us, right? And so what I want is not coming through, and maybe spirit doesn't want it to come through that way, but there's nothing wrong with, with the sexy. But I guess with, um, you know, spirits, you can never tell with them. You can never tell what they want you to do, ever. Hold on, there seems to be a problem with my earpiece. Let me try this one. Both my earpieces are down. So, alrighty now. We're going to talk about earth empaths. Earth empaths. What are earth empaths? Earth empath. Let's talk about some of the signs that could make you an earth empath. One of the signs that you could be an earth empath is you're very in tune with changes in your body associated with the earth. No, cool beans. Earth empath are human beings. They're human beings. They're regular Joes just like you and might have a connection with Dear Earth. So, the first thing is Earth empaths are very in tune with the changes in their body. They are aware of how their body feels according to environments or environmental changes. Sometimes your mood can change when you're in a crowded city to when you're in nature. Aw, thank you, Magic Mermaid. Thank you for hitting the button, the like button. Thank you. I love that. Um, Hold on a second.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown, Tracey Brown, Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown, Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Some people could be water empaths, still earth empath, but much more connected to water, right? The atmosphere that you're in makes a massive difference to your body. Most earth empaths naturally seek out nature and places that make you feel whole. Now, some people don't understand that they're earth empath, right? Especially if you're born in an urban environment, right? But you know as a kid that something about you is different, right? You know that if there's a crowd in your grandmama's house, you stay quiet. Not because you're trying to listen to anybody's conversation. You're usually quiet, you're usually sitting on the floor, you're usually sitting on the floor under the kitchen table. Tell me if I'm lying. And you're absorbing the energy of everyone. And you're listening intently, right? Same thing happens when you go outside, particularly loving to have your feet in grass, right? Wanting to be barefoot. I'm not a fan of being barefoot. That's just me. I need to have shoes on or socks on. I was told recently to find my way onto the earth more, meaning find my way to the sand or put my feet in the grass. But I do have problems sometimes getting older, putting my feet in the grass. I'm like, oh, what could be underneath the grass, right? But I remember as a kid when everything was much cleaner, that the ozone layers were cleaner. And rolling down a hill in grass. I remember being 5 years old and being on a church that was kind of on a hill, and parents were taking too long, and I was by myself, and I was like, what is the best way to take up my time but roll my ass down a hill? I was 5. I'll never forget. I'll never, to this day I can remember this, right? That's part of earth empath energy. Now, I am not an earth empath. I am an empath which have the feels for some earthly issues, right? as I get older, I respect the earth and I see how the changes that the earth is making right now today. So as of lately, I have become sensitive to earth's energy. However, if you love the moon, you're an earth empath. If you love the stars, you're an earth empath. Why? Because all of that energy helps complete Earth's atmosphere, right? So if you're the type to enjoy sitting out and looking up at the stars, that's an earth empath. If you're the type that notices the moon, do you know how many people go around not noticing that beautiful moon that circles us, that that tells us what our emotions are, and they don't notice it? I'm like, look up. Something beautiful that's obvious up there. I couldn't even imagine being on a planet that has 7 moons. Oh my God, I would be overwhelmed. If I were to have that experience where 7 moons showed up, oh my God, I would be like, beam me up, Scotty, because this is too good to be true, which it will be. If you ever hear me say I saw 7 moons, I've completely lost it. I'm a 5150. I promise you, or I should be. Um, and that's it. We're just going to end it there. Oh my God. Aw, of course. I'm so happy to be here too. You feel a strong connection to the universe that's looking up at the stars and everything in it. Do you notice little things when you're out in nature? I do, right? I love the butterflies. Oh, the butterflies are everywhere. I love hummingbirds. I love birds. Anything that belongs to nature. I love. Oh, you should see my phone, right? Let me take a picture of my phone so you guys can see it. If my phone lets me take a picture, because my phone has been overwhelmed with so many photos that it's telling me I don't have enough to offer. But I'm going to take a screenshot of so many flowers. Let me see. Uh, there's one section. Oh, this is a great section. Let's see. Okay, let's take this section up. And I may not be able to send it to my phone because my phone's acting up lately. Please go, please go. Damn it, it's not gonna go. All right. Oh, it went through. So this is what I've been doing in the Caribbean, and I have many sections like this, but I'll show you guys what my life is like here. I live a very boring life, by the way. Love my boring life, but it's still very boring. And this is what I do all day. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys right now. Comment. And this is what my phone looks like all day. Flower after flower. I take pictures of my candles because they have flowers in it. Just flower after flower. Like that's all I do is take pictures after pictures after pictures of flowers. I'll show you another picture. Oh my God, I love taking pictures of flowers. Like I'm looking at this right now and I am in love with myself. Even now as I'm showing you guys. Hold on. Look at this section. Hold on. Let's add that one. This is another section. This is in my phone now, mind you. Here's a second section. And all those flowers that look identical, they're different angles until I find the right angle, right? I am obsessed with taking, obsessed. Like this. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Send over a few. Sometimes the wind is blowing and I keep forgetting to put my pictures on non-live because that matters. Oh, I took some beautiful pictures the other day too. Let me see if I can airdrop this. Damn it, I knew they were going to say that. Damn it. All right, so I'm not going to be able to get any more through because my phone is acting like it can't handle shit. All right, screw it. Let's see if I can get one through. Nope, I don't know how I got those through, but I did, so I won't worry about it. Let's try one more time. This is one of my favorite. Oh man, it's not coming through. Let me see if I have. You know how the reason why I don't have enough in my phone is because when I take a picture, right? Oh no, stop. Cancel. When I take a picture, everything goes to my iPads. And I'm not asking for that, but here's a pretty one. I'll show you this one. Oh, here's another pretty one. I think there's one I took recently, but I don't see it. But I'll have you guys look at this one because it matched up with this candle. I love this yellow one too. All right, let me just see. This is my orange candle, but I don't think I found too many orange flowers. Let me just add these. Now, do you see how excited I'm getting? I live a boring life, but I'm like so excited over flowers. But I want to show you guys what I do all day. So look at this one. How pretty is that? Look at those flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? These are all over the Caribbean. I think they're called red jasmines, I think they're called. I think that's what they're called. This is my candle, right? And this is a yellow flower. Look how pretty that is. And these are pink leaves with white flowers coming through. And this is a pink hibiscus, right? And this is my orange creativity candle. How pretty is that? And that's it. I'm just showing you like what it's like to develop into loving the earth, right? I don't get me wrong, I've always loved the earth. It's just that with a lot of solitude now and not having too many disturbances, right? Like I'm not in an urban environment. So I don't have all the disturbances anymore. So I have just found myself looking at nature more, right? I sit outside. You know what my favorite part is? To sit outside and watch the morning rise. So pretty. It's so pretty. The clouds dance with the sun, and sometimes the clouds don't want to go away. They try to block the sun, and the sun is like, "Move out my way. It's my time." And that's what goes on inside my loopy head. I do sit outside barefoot because it never really gets cold here. Because I was told to sit outside, be one with nature, put your feet in the grass. So I do that in the morning. And of course, look at the stars. Every month, everybody in the spiritual group, right? We're all some form of earth empath because almost everybody's spiritual group is posting pictures of the moon every month, the full moon every month. And we're all drawn to it. It's absolutely beautiful. Aw, my lights came on. Hello, lights. Thank you. I've got these lights in my house. They're supposed to be solar lights, but they don't work, right? It's hilarious. But I left them up there because every once in a while they decide to work. They don't work almost every night, I promise you. But every Friday I do this podcast, them lights work. It's hilarious. Because the energy is like, she's talking about spiritual energy. They must love it too. I might live a boring life, but these spirits, oh my God, they are really, really happy with me. Hi, Stephen. Oh, well, I'm actually planning a retreat. I'm planning a retreat. So it'll be late May, early June. So if you want to invest in coming to the retreat, by all means, right? I'm going to start my first healing program, right? So come. I hope to do a healing program every 6 months. That's my prayer. So I found the perfect place, by the way. Oh my God, I found the most amazing place. So hopefully you can all participate and come to the retreat. I would love that, by the way. Um, when you're aware of the birds, right, and plants, one of the people in the spiritual group, she used to be a part of the spiritual group, kept telling people, "My plants are talking to me," and we were like, "We believe you. You don't have to convince us. We got you, right?" Um, it's just nothing she could ever tell her coworkers, right? But in a spiritual group, we're like, "Uh huh, we believe you." Mm. I totally believe that being having your feet um, in the grass charges you. I will start to look at it that way. I appreciate you adding that, Rosalind. I will definitely start to treat my life that way, to be charged by Earth's energy. That is a beautiful way to look at it, and that's probably the only thing that will keep me my feet in the grass. Um, Earth empath feels a connection to everything. Let me see if I to everything in the universe. And that includes, oh my God, if you can get to a rainforest, do it. It's life changing. I mean, life changing. That there's a forest that rains on you. It's so mind boggling to me. Please get to a rainforest. I remember once I was like in Disney World. I don't know if they still have the restaurant, but I remember going to a rainforest restaurant. Nothing is more mind boggling to get in a rainforest and it literally rains. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why it happens, but it does. And when I tell you it's a beautiful experience, get yourself into a rainforest somewhere. By the way, I believe we have a rainforest here. So part of the retreat then would be taking you guys in the rainforest and letting that rain just heal your body, your senses, your soul. Um, but Earth impacts are connected to the oceans, rivers, plants, forests, grass, trees, birds, everything. I mean, everything. I remember being in California and I was so disappointed with California. So disappointed because they just insisted upon, planting palm trees, right? That's their look, right? But they didn't take care of the palm trees. We had magnolia trees. They didn't take care of the magnolia trees. And magnolia trees get this horrible disease that kills the whole tree if you don't pick up on it right away. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to take a little commercial break so I can get Blog Talk Radio on. So stay right there. Let me put through a commercial. I know I do these commercials now, so be patient with me. Commercial breaks. Okay, hi Blog Talk Radio. Um, I now have Blog Talk Radio on. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm back and you guys can hear me. I pray that you guys can hear me. I wanted to bring Blog Talk Radio on so that we can continue our conversation on Earth Empaths. Earth Empaths. And I'm just going to start with, if you're an Earth Empath, you feel a connection to everything in the universe. That's plants, rivers, ocean, forests, trees, birds, grass. And I was just telling you to Blog Talk Radio, if you ever get an opportunity to go into a rainforest, please do it. The rainforest is so magical, so magical. If you're an Earth Empath, a waterfall isn't just running water down the side of a cliff. It's miraculous movement. Look at me. Ignore that. Let's put that on. And let's put, I have so many pictures on here. I'm going to have to delete some of these pictures. Like, have you ever been to Niagara Falls? I can't imagine going to Niagara Falls. Watching it on TV is overwhelming. My mom and my dad honeymoon at Niagara Falls. My mom has my gift. So it's not surprising that she was like, I need to go to Niagara Falls. That's not surprising to me, right? Most importantly, when you are an empath of any kind, right? Learning breath work is one of the ways to take care of yourself. Now, that is something we can talk about next week, right? How do empaths heal from all their feelings that they're taking on? Let's do that next week. But one of the ways is through breath work. And when you're in that feeling of being overwhelmed, if it's not excited, it's an excitable energy, which everyone loves that feeling, right? If it's overwhelming, whatever you're feeling, like again, if I went to Niagara Falls, that would be too much for me. I know it already. Too much water. Also, to be honest with you, too many deaths. Many people literally take themselves off the cliffs in Niagara Falls. I would feel all of that, and I'm not down for that. I get an awkward feeling watching Niagara Falls on TV. So I know I could never step foot in that vicinity. It would be too much. I would feel everyone's energy that felt like they had to go that way, right? I would be spending too much time there, bringing them to the light. and telling them, like, you're not a victim to your actions, that it's okay, like, go to heaven and face everything. You're right. This world was too much. You're absolutely right. And you did not do anything wrong, right? Like, everyone cannot stay on this earth and put up with so many mean things that people do. So I would be talking to the spirits the whole time. I could go to Niagara Falls to do that, but no, I'm not volunteering. I'm not volunteering. I can talk to them from the Caribbean. Nope. All right. You're sensitive to weather changes. And have any of you felt this way? Like, could you almost feel an earthquake coming? Can you almost tell that a storm is going to be worse than what they're saying on TV? I've done it a couple of times, right? Um, when Hurricane Maria was about to hit Puerto Rico, I knew it was going to be a bad storm. I knew it. I was like, it's going to be the worst storm of the century. And I posted it on Facebook, not on purpose. Somebody said, is Puerto Rico going to be okay? And I said, sweetie, no. And then everyone in the feed started to cuss me out. I've never been more hurt in my life. I've never been more hurt in my life. I did not mean to hurt people. I was telling the truth from a psychic perspective without taking into consideration that people's family members and grandmas and alike were living there. And so I just really felt bad because I knew it wasn't going to be good. I said it out loud, and then I had to take on everybody's anger. But then everybody found out that I didn't lie because it was the worst hurricane ever for Puerto Rico. Um, Most recently, Fiona kicked their ass too. Oh my God, like, it's been horrible. When Hurricane Ian hit, a week before Hurricane Ian hit, I kept listening to the weather forecast and I kept hearing what they were saying. And what they were saying was that it's going to sit over Florida for 48 hours. And I was like, that's impossible. No storm sits over one place like a storm. I'm not talking about 3 days of rain. I'm talking about a storm does not sit over one place for 48 hours. That was a week before. And I knew right away the storm was going to be mega. It was going to be bad. And it got so bad in my spirit that that's how my nerves um, kind of went to pots. I literally ate the wrong things because I was preparing for my own storm, Fiona, which didn't hit. But a week and a half later, Ian hit. And I my nerves just got shot to pieces because I couldn't help people, right? And that's what an empath wants to do, right? You feel and you think you want to help, but most empaths feel and then retain it and hurt themselves, right? I knew I couldn't help, and so my body went to pots. It just, the nerves went everywhere. And right up until the following Thursday, I think Ian might have hit Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. No, I think it was Wednesday morning. And right up until Thursday, all these images started coming in. And I was like, oh my God, I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it. But I couldn't help anyone. That's the way I saw it. I couldn't help anyone. I don't think I helped anyone. I don't know if maybe I did help. Maybe I did try to tell people. I think I did now I'm thinking about it. I did try to tell people to leave their communities. In any case, whatever you feel. The other thing, in terms of being sensitive, like that's big events, right? Most empaths have seasonal effectiveness, and it's called SAD. SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Why people get sad during the winter is mind boggling, right? The transition into winter can be absolutely beautiful. So I find it interesting that so many people I understand it though. There's an isolation with winter. At least back in the day, I don't know if this is so true anymore, but there's an isolation with winter, right? For the most part, it's about staying in, it's too cold to go out. It's about not connecting with your family or your neighbors because you just want to stay out of the cold. I don't know if that really happens so much in urban communities, but empaths will take on SAD regardless of working every day. They sometimes cannot help themselves. So, what I would like to tell earth empaths that have seasonal affective disorder is learn to walk into the winter season with love. Don't be so sad when the leaves are changing. Do you remember when we were all in school and teachers always made a big deal about fall? I was never a fan of these projects. They were like, go out and find the prettiest leaves, especially if you live in a winter environment, right? Go out, find the prettiest leaves, and we're gonna make windows, decorate the windows. I never liked that shit. Don't ask me why. I would be like 7 years old and I'd be like, damn, again? Again with the damn leaves? Because every year it's the same goddamn thing, right? But if you are an earth empath and you have sensitivity to seasonal changes, I would say to you, find a way to find the beauty in the seasonal changes, right? What colors come out in the fall? Orange, right? So, love orange, pumpkin, right? Decorate your steps with some pumpkins. You could do that, right? Decorate, don't follow me. I'm just evil. Decorate your windows, put up a pumpkin wreath at your door. That could be a home or an apartment, like orange, with some yellow hues, and, a little brown in it. Okay, I'm over myself. Learn to love the season as you're walking. Find something to love. And then we have winter, right? December 21st is winter, right? But forget about December 21st. Winter comes way before December 21st, right? Because you're an empath, so you feel all of that, right? So, right after Thanksgiving, right? For most people, you have a dollar store somewhere or Hobby Lobby, and start picking up some things that represents winter to you. Now, that doesn't mean Santa Claus, right? I'm not a fan of Santa Claus. That's just me. I've been like this all my life. I did not tell my son his toys came from Santa Claus. I don't believe in that shit, right? But don't follow my bad habits. I think my son would have loved knowing the bullshit about Christmas and the lies. I don't like that kind of stuff, right? I don't like lying. I also didn't like, my hard efforts, my money, and I'm going to give it over to a man? Hell no. Hell to the na 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 na. So, we did not celebrate the whole Santa Claus thing. We celebrated, of course, Jesus' birth. Um, I do love the Christmas tree, though. However, I will be very honest with you. I never, ever had a decent looking Christmas tree in my lifetime. I, you can come to my house. There might be a tree up. It'll be the worst fucking tree on the block. I never knew how to decorate a Christmas tree. And even before I came to the Caribbean, you know what I would do? I would get a pine plant and put bulbs around it. That's all I would do. There's one video where I have a pine plant next to me in a video, and I think it had blue lights. And I had the nerve to tell Ezra, come decorate it with me. Even he was like, "Mm, what is this? Don't worry about it, Ezra. Decorate it and let's call it a day." Never had a beautiful Christmas tree. I'd like to try it at least once in my lifetime. I like to have a beautiful 7 foot Christmas tree. I just don't want to decorate it. All right, I'm over myself. All right, so no more complaining about the winter. Take healthy emotional steps to implant some happiness into your winter. You might still feel sad because that's a conditioning, but at least we can break up the sadness and have something in your house that represents that moment, that represents fall and winter. And slowly, with coming winters, by practice, you'll learn to release the sadness of winter. You might have premonitions. Most empaths actually have premonitions, but earth empaths might have premonitions of natural disasters. All right. Some empaths sees it as a warning. All right. And many empaths are found in areas like Tornado Alley, right? Um, I was in earthquake land, right? Not again because I'm not necessarily an earth empath. I could never predict an earthquake. Never. Earthquakes were always by surprise to me. I could never say something's wrong tonight. This might be earthquake energy. Nope. Earthquakes were always a shock to me. The only way I could tell if I were listening for it that there would be an earthquake is because the crickets move. Hey, talking about the crickets moving, when Ian and Nicole washed up on in the Florida waters, where do all the fish go? Does anybody notice that? There were no whales found, 3 blocks away. Do you notice that the fish don't stick around? How many days does it take for fish to move out the way of a hurricane? Not one fish was found on land. Could you see how Earth talks to each other? Can you, did you guys ever think about that? Some of these waters were found like 3 blocks in. Some of these waters covered a whole island. Not one fish or mammal was to be found. Why? What do the fish know that we have yet to discover? Wow. Think about that. Think about that the next time your police officer says, leave, because the fish ain't there. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. I teach you. Also, if you're an empath, you enjoy soaking up the earth's energy. Now, that's a nice thing. I'm not an earth empath, but yeah, I know about sucking up that earth's energy because it is giving off some beautiful sound beats. I mean, if you just stop for a second, you can hear the trees talking to each other, that rustling of sound. And you could hear that certain trees have different types of rustling than another type of tree. Oh my God, at least in the Caribbean, I feel it more. And oh my God, it's so beautiful. Oh, the earth is amazing. Don't you think so? Because you have to remember that everything around us has life, everything around us has energy in it. From the trees to the way the wind sings a song. One night I was sitting outside and I don't know what was coming, but something kind of wicked was coming, right? And I was sitting outside, it was late at night, and the wind started to kick up, right? But it wasn't a good wind. It was not. So I just stayed a little still, not knowing I should be afraid, right? And then I heard Spirit say, you have to be indoors. You cannot stay. Let me tell you something. I got up and went indoors. Whatever Spirit was doing out there with the wind, whatever was coming through, I was not to be in its path. So I came indoors. Because you never know what the wind's job is. And it could be for good or it could be for bad. You never know what energies are being brought down through the wind. Ian and Nicole got wind damage on top of ocean damage. But those wind gusts, oh my God, ripped the concrete off the ground. And then the water came in after. So one day I was sitting out here and the wind was acting a little funny. I heard it not whistling, but I heard something weird in the air. And then I heard Spirit say, you gotta go in now. And I did not ask twice. I don't have time to challenge Mother Nature. I just came inside. And it's the first time that I heard Spirit say, this wind has a job to do. And I was like, I don't want to know. All right. But Earth empaths do a lot of things, right? Those are the sunbathers, right? But again, a lot of sunbathers take advantage of this need to have the sun, right? You want to be able to soak in the sun energy, not burn your skin, people. So let's begin to modify what that looks like if you're attracted to the sun. Um, but walking barefoot, which I love that you said, Rosalind, is taking in the earth's energy. All right, let me just say and see what everybody is saying. When it gets to spring, though, I feel great, like a rebirth. Yeah, because that's easy. You would feel like a rebirth. Why? Because the flowers are being reborn. Nothing's prettier. I used to work at the Green Man store, and my window was by a tree, right? And every year I would see first the green leaves, because even though it was California, this was a tree that seasonally lost leaves, right? Regardless of its location, right? And so I would see the, the, the bareness, right? And then spring would come, and then you would see these green little things coming through, right? And then you would see flowers on a tree, and it was like, oh, I love the transition because this is spring. So that's easy for you, Ari, and that's when you can really like luxuriate, right, in the springtime. But I want to challenge you that when you get sad in the fall to winter, I want to challenge you to be able to, oh, I just realized something, to be able to choose to create an atmosphere of loving that season, right? Have a visual to remind you that the fall can be beautiful. The winter can be luxuriously like amazing as well. And so create that atmosphere so that you're less sad in the fall and winter. So winter's coming up, right? December 1st, find something, and it's not December 1st, but it's after Thanksgiving. I always feel like winter begins after Thanksgiving. I don't care. Just like you all Virgos don't let Leos finish their season. Could we please finish our season, Virgos? All right, now. We let Cancer have their moment. We never interrupt Cancer with Virgos and lattes and pumpkins and Starbucks. No, no. We finish our season. Side note. Okay. So, you know, you just get something to remind you that you're supposed to be in love with some part of winter. All right? Hello, E. Amos. How are you? Okay. So, let's move on. You reacted to solar flares, even. A solar flare happens when there is a large increase in the brightness of the sun. Solar flares don't happen often enough, but it is a noticeable change to the earth. And solar flares can be responsible for some climate changes. Even small amounts of energy that penetrates in the atmosphere, Earth's empaths may feel those changes within themselves. And the sun gives life to everything on Earth. So any changes that happen to it have a direct connection to all living things on Earth, especially you, the empath. Your intuition is in line with the Earth. You have this gut feeling about your intuition and the Earth. Many empaths rely heavily on their intuition. Many do. Most empaths take on the energy of someone. They don't really know how strongly someone's energy can be for them. They take it on and then they wind up living with it, keeping it inside their bodies. I would offer up to understand that in that moment, you are feeling someone else's energy. This is not your energy, right? And when you feel someone's energy that does not belong to you, push it back out through prayer. Do not hold on to energy that you have no ability to control or heal. All right? Just push it back out with prayer. Or offer up prayer if you're in the presence of someone else's energy. Also, many people love empaths. They don't know it, right? But they're attracted to you. And you will find that people want to tell you their life stories. And for the most part, their life stories are horrifically hellish, right? But they will find an empath to tell their crazy story to. Here's the problem with you and taking on somebody else's crazy story, they just dumped on you. They leave feeling better. And you leave with a headache, a stomach ache, physical aches, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. Period, point blank. People are going to be drawn to you because that's the energy that you're exuding. When that happens, listen to the story, be empathetic, learn to cross your arms in front of you to block the energy from getting into your solar chakra or your sacral chakra. Learn to cross your arms in front of you, listen intently, and then send them away with some prayer or hope. I pray that it gets better for you. I understand everything that you're going through, and you are going through a lot. But you are so strong, and I pray that everything gets better. but you place it back in their hands to handle it. All right? And when you're released from that person, shake it off. One of the best ways to shake it off is to take your arm and sweep the energy down to the ground, away from you, right? You do it with your arms, and then you do it with your chest, where you are just pushing that energy to the ground, away from you. Wow, I've done that. I didn't understand why I took on that characteristic. Oh, hell yeah, because you're an empath. The difference now, Sylvester, is to know that you're an empath. If you know that you're an empath, you can begin to organize how not to take on people's energy. People love empaths. You're like a magnet to dramatic people. It's like a zombie. Just stand there. Just stand anywhere. Just sit down. Like I used to when I was younger, I would sit on, the New York City Library. It's a huge step. Everybody sits on the New York City Library. Empaths, I am. People like, hello, like I have a beam of light that says, this is the one you need to talk to. She's on the steps of the library. And sure enough, somebody will come sit next to me and tell me this dramatic story. And I'd be like, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? I didn't understand that I was an empath. Once I understood it, I was like, fuck. And that's how I learned to be a really good psychic, because I understood people were coming to me to be healed. They didn't know why they were drawn to me, and I sure as hell didn't know what to do with them. But I began to learn that a listening ear hurts no one. And then sending them off without taking on their pain hurts me none. And then in private, shaking it off, so that every cell in your body doesn't turn to sickness, okay, or headaches, or cancer, or any debilitating disease like backaches, like your feet hurt. No, you don't hold on to that energy. No one gets to dump on you. They don't do it on purpose. Remember that. You're the magnet. You're the light. You're just attracting zombie-like people. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I experienced that. I always wonder why people want to tell me their life story. Sylvester. Hi, Sylvester. Oh my God. Let me tell you what happened to me today. And there you are, being a victim again to somebody's energy that wants to dump on you. It is so common with empaths. Common. It's hilarious. Also, I'm a different type of empath, so I like to rechannel the energy, right? So the next time you get a story, especially in your new location, and somebody tells you a story, repurpose it. Repurpose the story. Write about the story somebody just told you. Just leave out the names. Find a way to acknowledge that you took on something and then you placed it somewhere effective. Put it in your artwork, right? A lot of times, an empath will come to me to help a client that I don't even know that I'm getting it. Somebody will give me their life story. Doesn't happen so much in the Caribbean, right? Because I do find myself isolating much more here than I did in California. Somebody would give me their life story. Dag nabbit if a client doesn't come up with a similar story. However, I've already solved the issue, right, with someone else. So now I'm well prepared to allow myself to heal the client now in a psychic reading. All right. All right, moving on. This is such a good evening. So, again, your intuition is in line with Earth's energy. Listen to the Earth, people. Right? Remember when you were a kid? I don't know if everybody had this experience, but they would tell you take a shell and put it in your ear and you could hear the ocean. I never really figured out if that was true. I always thought that were things that people made up, right? But I could tell you one thing, I cannot go to the beach and not look for shells. That's Earth's energy. All right, I'm over it. The Earth is your medicine. Now, all week long, what have I been trying to tell everyone, right? I've been trying to tell everyone to go to class on Sunday, right? For herbal workshop, for respiratory defense for this cold flu RSV season. It is this Sunday on the 20th at 6 p.m. You can register at www.orinaturals.com, right? Let me add to that www.naturals.com, right? Right? Come on board and look what she puts down there. Make your own medicine. It'll be a DIY demonstration, right? With Earth Empath, Earth is your medicine. So when you find a spiritualist that's an herbalist, child, invest in a really good spiritualist. I mean, invest. Because these people love plants and the earth and what the earth produces for medicinal purposes. Child, Priestess Iyalode Ifasheye is my go-to spiritualist. I do not play when I'm at that stage where the food has been killing me, right? The earth is mad because we don't take care of their animals, their chickens, their beef, their pork, right? We were eating less and less vegetables, right? I remember when the whole vegetable section was cheap. Everybody started getting healthy, and now you buy lettuce for $10. What? A whole salad for $10? I remember getting upset when the lettuce salads rose to $5. Oh my God, $10 for don't even. However, I'd rather see people be more healthy with earth medicine, right? Earth medicine is about forgetting prescription pills, right? It's about understanding that there is something here on earth to cure everything, including cancer. Um, it's about connecting with the smell of the earth and the plants, right? The taste of the teas, right? It's like amazing, and it's emotionally invigorating when you can create your own DIY and find that you can possibly cure yourself from this summer, this winter, cold and flu season. Man, that's a beautiful thing. So come get educated. You can register at www.orinaturals.com. All right? All right. Earth empath love the water. Now, again, I am not an Earth empath. I'm learning to appreciate the Earth and her gloriousness. But water, oh, the beauty of a lake, the beauty of the Caribbean Sea. Oh, the other day I was looking for a place to have my first healing program, and I had to take a boat to a little island, right? And I still want to choose this place, but I kind of didn't like getting on and off the boat. That bothered me a little bit. In any case, I'm sure there's a way to work it out. Okay, in any case, yeah, there's a way to work. Well, okay, I could. There is a way to work it out because there's a hotel on the island. Um, but I'm going to tell people if they feel like water across the boat is not something they would be willing to participate in, um, then they can stay at any of the hotels on land. It would be very close uh, to the place that I'm choosing. But in any case, the little it was like a 2-minute boat ride to this separate island. My God, the water was so clear. I just wanted to get out and walk. That's how beautifully clear. I was enamored. I was so in love. And I got pictures of these fish and these tiny little illuminating skinny fish. They were real long and they were skinny. And they started to walk away from me. And I said, no, no, come back. Come be with me. And them damn fish turned around. I was like, oh God, I was kidding. I just wanted to see if I could command them. Well, it turns out I could command them. And then I saw all these other little dories of fish. The fish in Finding Nemo are very popular out here, especially the uh, yellow striped fish that sometimes you see in people's tank. Very very popular out here. And then there's these huge carps out here. Are they called carps? Yeah, I think they're called carps. Their eyes are so big that it's like really scary. They are huge. In any case, empaths, earth empaths love the water. So those are all your people, which is kind of really weird. We don't have big waves out here, by the way. There's no such thing as a big wave out here. So you don't have surface out here. But all those surface in California, they are all empaths. Remember, adult humans are made of 60% water, and the earth is covered in 71% water. Water is essential for survival. It replenishes you, replenishes the land. Remember, water is used for holy purposes like baptism or Ganges, or the Ganges River in Indiana. There's so much significance in water, in the physical, spiritual world. And water is a deep connection to spirituality. Deep. All right. When we have the healing center, we're definitely going to do some water healing energy on the beach and be one with the sun and be one with the sand and be one with the air and be one with the water. You get to cover all four elements, and it's gonna be beautiful. I promise you. Water can be extremely calming and invigorating for the earth empath. The flow of water can help empaths to feel their own energy flowing instead of feeling the constant stagnant energy. And Earth empath would love swimming. They would love looking out at a, a, a body of water, right? All right. And it's so peaceful. So peaceful. I love the sound of water. Ah, yes, as it rained down from the clouds from a huge waterfall. Okay, like, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's starting to rain right now. This is very common here. And the rain has a very significant sound here. I don't remember hearing the rain the way I hear the rain here in California. But I don't know if you were on earlier, Sylvester, but I said if you could get to a rainforest, there's nothing more beautiful or healing than the rain that comes down from a rainforest. And I find it miraculous that it just rains in the rainforest. You leave the rainforest, there's no rain. If you ever get to a rainforest, enjoy yourself because it is beautiful. All right? Earth empaths feel the weight of the world. I get that a lot in my spiritual YouTube environment, right? They're just so sad that they can't stop hunger, right? They feel so sad that, people are starving, right? And I get it. I get it. But I also think that if you take on that kind of energy, you got to push the energy back. So, if you have this thing with someone being homeless and people not eating, volunteer. If you're worried that children aren't being clothed, there's always a female shelter where you can go and uh, it's Christmas is coming up. How about buy some, find a kid, right? Find a kid that you can buy presents for. Do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be anybody that you know. Like, find a shelter and speak to the director and say, what can I do to help some little girls who might be missing out? Because you can trust and believe maybe the mama doesn't have the money, right? So maybe it's a list that the director can get for you. Maybe your job can pitch in and everybody buys something, right? Instead of feeling like you're not helping because of the feelings that you're taking on, just help. Find a way to help, right? Find a way to push back out everything that you're taking in. You will feel so much better. I remember one year I was gonna, stupid me. I was gonna, silly me. I mean, my heart was really in a good place. And I had just gotten some money in. And I didn't want to hold on to all this money for myself. And I thought about going to, I think it was Walmart at the time, Walmart, and paying off a few people's layaways. My dumbass went on December 23rd to pay off the layaways. They had stopped it on the 16th. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was one of the times I felt so bad because I knew that this was something I could do. I had some extra money in and I really wanted to give back. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I procrastinated and delayed or forgot. I'm not even sure. Finally, I go down there, and although they loved the gesture, they were like, oh, everyone's payments have to be done by December 16th. So I was like, oh, damn. Hmm. Taught me a lesson, though, right? About procrastination. When you have an idea, follow up with it, inquire about it right away. Taught me a lesson. So rather than be so sad, although I've always remembered that I didn't, you know, take care of someone that Christmas, But it did teach me that the next time I want to do something, pick up a phone and figure out how to do it. You know? And a rainforest does, it sounds nice and pleasant. Yes. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. You will be sensitive if you, oh my God, you will be sensitive if you hear that they're cutting down trees. I'm watching HGTV, right? And they were doing it outside, but in order to do the outside, they had to cut down a tree. I thought I would die. I thought I would die. This tree was like 50 years old. I mean, fucking move the house. Just don't take down the tree. Oh my God, it really just hurt my feelings. And I begged God, I said, I never want to see an episode where they take down a tree. You know, my ex husband once told me a story where he's like, I will never understand this man. And the tree cutters was taking down a tree 2 houses down, right? This guy convinced the tree cutters to cut the tree in front of his house that he didn't even own. You know what you do when you do that? There's a reason why they put up trees, right? It cools down the neighborhood, or else the sun is beating at you all day. Many urban streets don't have enough trees. It's hotter. Many suburban communities have lush, beautiful trees on both sides of the sidewalk. So you don't just cut down a tree because it's blocking the sunlight. I don't even know why he said it. And I just looked at him. And by this time, I'm not married to him. And I just looked at him. And by this time, I didn't know how sensitive I had become, right? I just looked at him and I was like, I'm so glad I divorced you. I didn't say it to him, but that was the beginning of me recognizing this guy's an idiot. Like, birds live in that tree. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so glad I divorced him. All right. Are you an earth empath? Do you listen to your body? Do you listen to your gut? Do you follow your intuition? Are you sensitive about the ebbs and flows of the earth, the trees, the flowers, the fall, the winter, spring, the hot summers? Are you an earth empath? You don't have to be 100% empath, earth empath. It doesn't have to be 100%, but is there a part of you that connects to any part of the earth? Also, the stars in the skies are very meaningful to earth empath. Do you look at the moon, the stars? Do you see the beauty in the stars when you look up? Do you look up? Do you love the water? Do you just love pretty green grass? I know I do. I just love pretty green grass. And I'm always seeing whose grass is greener on the other side. It matters to me. Ah. You know what else I love? I love homes. I love homes because homes are placed on Earth's ground. Want to know something else? You don't pick the home picks you. So when you lose a home, the home didn't choose you. So go pick another home that chooses you. It's all energy, people. If it flows, the home is yours. You're meant to be there. I love HGTV. Trees are so beautiful. Don't cut them. I know. Work around them. I agree. A tree with no leaves are special and beautiful. Oh, a tree that has no leaves in the wintertime is just as beautiful as a tree with leaves. I agree. All right, everyone, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, let's bring up Sunday's class. Oh, let me say this. I know I resonate with being an earth empath. Can empaths share elements of one another? So are you saying do different types of empaths? Can you carry the energy of if that's what you're asking, absolutely. I am true and true a Heoka empath. I've only recently learned to acknowledge the earth's energy. It does not make me an earth empath, but it does make me understand that loving the earth is just as responsible and beautiful as having other empathic energy. Watching the earth grow, watching the earth change, right? I'm sensitive to all the changes that's going with the earth right now. So it makes me sensitive, not necessarily earth empath, but I am way too sensitive not to watch what the earth is doing. So, if that's what you mean, yes, they can commingle. And for everyone else, I just noticed something. Is that me? Oh, it must be me. For everyone else, why wouldn't you come to a respiratory defense for cold and flu season? Remember, Earth empaths? This earth, the plants, the flowers, the trees, dandelion, that weed that we call a weed, I drink. Oh yes, oh yes. So come learn why you should be drinking dandelion. All right? Learn about easily accessible herbal allies you can use to support, protect, and maintain your respiratory health during cold and flu season and then throughout the year. Make your own medicine. All right? And we're going to even learn about fire cider. Fire cider. Great for the liver, too. It is great for the liver, Thomasina. Thank you. My herbalist, Priestess Iyalode Ifasheye, has a mixture called Release, which is a detoxification. And she has, I think it's dandelion and burdock in it to detox the liver. Yep. Because I was having these bumpy issues on my body. And she's like, let's just do a detox. And so she made a very strong detox for me to take 3 times a day. So it absolutely is good for the liver. So come, one and all, enjoy learning to make your own medicine. And she's even going to tell us about fire cider. I can't wait to make fire cider, whatever that is. She tried to tell us, you were there, Sylvester, when she was trying to tell us about fire cider. And she got all excited and went to go show us an example. And I was like, wow, I want to learn how to make that. And so she's going to talk about fire cider even. All right. So I hope to see you all there. November 6th at 6 p.m. Register at www.orinaturals.com. All right, everyone. Thank you. I hope I helped in getting everyone to understand how they could be earth empaths. And it doesn't have to be 100%. And oh, you know what I wanted to add? Hikers are not necessarily earth empaths, they could just be hikers. It's different if you're hiking, right? And you have to look at every tree, every plant, right? Then you're earth empath. Bird watchers are earth empaths. You see the difference? Hiking's just hiking, right? But if you're going hiking to study the trees and the plants and noticing everything on your hike, then you're a hiker that's an earth empath. And then you can barely get through the hike because you get so excited about looking at the leaf of a plant. All right, everyone. Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you. I don't know why I feel excited. I just really love Tracy After Dark. Hi, Kiana. Kiona, I love you all. I thank you all. And good night. Call me for your own personal readings. You know the spiel. If you're watching, like the video. Thank you for all my new subscribers. If you want your own personal reading, 213-458-7408. I have openings tomorrow. You're quite welcome, Sylvester. I have openings tomorrow, so come one, come all, get your psychic answers to your questions. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go